Hello everyone and welcome back to another live coding show of codetap. I'm your host Marian and tonight we'll be continuing with our quick blog. First of all, I hope you had a Merry Christmas so far and you've enjoyed this short holiday. So let's have a light night. Let's not overdo ourselves. So for those ones that are new over here, this is part of a bigger project. We are building a quick blog project, and you can find all the live shows recorded and organized into playlists. If you go on youtube.com/codetap/playlists, this would be the one that we are currently working on. And if you follow all those movies step by step, you'll get to the point where we are today. So that's again youtube.com/codetap/playlists. And if you want to watch the live show on YouTube, which is in 1080p and 60 frames per second, so it's a greater quality and a better experience than than Facebook is, go to codetap.io/live and it should redirect you to the current live show. With that said, let's look into our current project. Before we do an npm start, I can see that there are some changes over here from last time. So I think we started the footer and some of the layout. Okay, so let's stage all those changes. Another way of doing it would be git add dot for the ones that prefer the console. So commit with a nice message that we forgot to do last time. It's about the footer and layout, those changes. Yeah, that's enough. That should be sufficient. It's better to commit with a message than without one, or with a very short one. So anyway, we've committed our changes from last time, and right now let's do npm start. And give it a second. Okay, I'll also be watching the chat. Google Play Services has stopped. Nice, thank you, Google Play Services. Okay, so let's see now. This is happening. Yeah, Razvan, let's have some fun. Thank you for using the chat on YouTube. So, what's the plan for tonight? We can do some content, or we can do some CSS. And I'm quite undecided, so let me present the two options that we have for tonight. Quick blog, this is the final version. So we could do some more content for this page, at least to make sure that we have the same structure as on this one. We could do the about page, we could do the contact, we could also do privacy, and we could also do policy, or we could exercise a bit and play with responsive web design. For example, our current project, the one on, have we started it? Yeah. Let's see, what's the URL? So localhost 3000, this one over here. Should have started. Anyway, I started in another window. Yeah, that's okay. So this one right now only knows to do, come on, resize. Doesn't like me. Okay. I don't like you back if you don't like me. Okay, so let's manually resize this window that doesn't like me. So let's scroll all the way down. So as far as you can see, when it's bigger, it just gets bigger. So we would, if we are to choose to go for responsive web design, we would want this one to behave differently, this menu over here. So let's see. Anyone wants to vote? Shall we do some content or shall we do some responsive web design? I'm waiting. Let's see who's first. Who's first to say anything? There's also a delay, so a stream delay, so I must be patient. Content or responsive web design? Let's see. Anyone? Hope you can hear me well. Godfrey Uji, web design. I think you meant responsive web design, so that's one vote. If nobody wants to do content, I'll take that vote as the winner. Not even sure how many are online, so give it a sec, a few more seconds, and if not, let's see how we would do responsive web design. By the way, while we start talking about it, this is a mobile first approach. So you shouldn't expect this to look nice on a desktop because it's a mobile first approach. So for whoever is an old coder or at least an old user of the web, this is not as easy to understand and wrap your head around. I've been in that place too. So mobile first means you start developing the content and the design for the mobile, and then you adapt it, you update it, you change it to match the tablet and the desktop and whatever else screens are screens are you targeting. So anyway, usually it's mobile, tablet, and desktop. So this looks so far quite okay for a mobile. It's not perfect, definitely. Let's leave it like that, but one step at a time. So if we are to make it to look nicer on a tablet, we would want this menu to be the info to sit to the left of the categories and the categories to the right of the info, so both of them in the same row, one next to another. So let's see what options we can do. Firstly, we are talking about this menu. This is the one, okay, and let's see what we could do about it. This menu is CSS. Let's do file save as. I'll show you some cool trick anyway. File save as, and let's do menu. Let's call it smartphone, mobile, whatever, the small screen size. So smartphone or mobile. It doesn't really matter what you call it. So right now we have menu SCSS and menu mobile SCSS, which are one and the same. What I intend to do now is remove everything from menu SCSS and say import and then menu mobile. So what I'm doing now is I'm importing menu mobile into menu SCSS. Okay, and so far, let me resize those windows. Come on, go back. Yeah. So far, this should be just fine. If we are to comment this, boom, the menu is no longer styled. So what we've done is we've moved the content of the menu into menu mobile, and now we'll create another file, new file, menu tablet.scss. Okay. So in this file, we want to target the tablet size, the screens that are more or less of a tablet size. So in case you don't know how to do it, and in case you forget the syntax, because I've done that a lot of times, let's call Mr. Google. So media query example. I don't know if that's That's what we are looking for, but let's see what we can get. Okay, so this is one of the examples. Let me make this bigger. So basically it says those are like conditions, so it has to be a screen and it has to be 699 pixels max width and minimum 520. So basically this, if you have dealt with JavaScript or something similar before, this is like an if condition with multiple conditions in it. And basically what we want to do is use this media with an at in front of it, then some curly braces, and then we just put in CSS as we used to do before in those curly braces, and it should apply. So let's do that. So by the way, the default, or let's say the most used size for tablets is 768 for whatever reason. Just Google it, find out more about it. I'm just gonna do less. So it's media, then we have the condition, and then we have the curly braces, and in here we have style for tablet. Okay, so this condition should be, let's go back to our example, should be max width, min width, or other ways of doing it. Let's see if we have any more examples. Min width again. Not so many examples, but anyway, you can Google for more examples and see what fits you best. So let's see, min width 768 pixels, 8. Okay, so let me double check. Yeah, it's with a colon and then the value, so this should be it. Looks alright. Okay, so now let's see what we can do about not this one. Where's the other one? Colors, layout, typography, style, font, base pack. No, the other one, menu pack. Okay, this one. So inside menu we have a menu panel and another menu panel. So those two at the moment sit one beneath the other one. So let's inspect it and find out more about it. The inspector is your friend. You should always use this while you're developing. Okay, so menu. What does it have here? Well, nothing much. Okay, so if we are to go to this menu, which holds both menus, this div over here, let's do a display flex on it. Okay, so display flex for the moment solves our problem, and we want to do some alignment. I'm not sure which one. Justify content and baseline and blah blah blah. Okay, space around, space between, space evenly, start, stretch doesn't work. It should work. Let's see. Line items, baseline. No, this is vertical. Okay, let's do display flex for the moment, and let's try over here in menu title with 100%. Let's hope it works. Well, it doesn't, because this is menu title. We should try in menu panel, not menu title. Okay, menu panel. Let's just click this. There's like an alt class here somewhere. Yeah, menu panel. So inside it with 100%. Well, that looks better. And margin, let's do 0.5 rem and work with it. So it looks okay. Looks okay, but what if we do here a width of 90%? Quit the margin. Yeah. And then go over here and say justify content space between. No, still nothing. so that didn't do it. Okay, we can do something else later on. For the moment, let's refresh this page. We'll lose the display flex, but we know where we want to add it. So into menu tablet, we want that menu to have a display flex property, and it didn't do anything. That's because we need to resize our browser. Okay, still resizing. Still resizing. Come on. Should be already there, because this is more than 700 pixels. Let's re-inspect it and see what happened. So menu doesn't have a display flex on it. What's wrong? Min width 768 pixels. Any ideas on the chat? Any ideas why this is not working? It should work. Okay, it's not working. Display flex, does it receive it anyway? This is the menu and it doesn't have a display flex. Menu mobile, because we haven't imported it. Okay, so in here, menu tablet. Ta-da! Okay, now let's make this window a bit bigger. Now it should have it. It still doesn't have it. Is everything alright? Menu, menu mobile, and menu tablet. CSS. Let's quickly inspect the CSS file and see if we have everything in here. Media screen. Okay, and media min with 768. Menu display flex. Well, it does have it. It's generated. That's weird. Okay, let's try to make this work. No questions, no suggestions in the chat. Did you import it? For me it's working. Well, I'm glad it's working for you, Razvan. It's not for me for the moment. I'm looking to see if the display is overwritten. However, it's not. This menu here. Okay, so it doesn't receive it. Thank you, Razan, for your suggestion. I did import it eventually. However, it's still not working. So, media screen and that. And that style SCSS, and it's still not doing it. Oh, it's actually doing it. It was about a zoom. Come on. Okay, so this is the mobile one, and this is the tablet version. If I do zoom, like I did earlier, and I didn't notice that I was having the browser zoomed in, it was behaving like it's still on mobile. So with zoom 100%, apparently it works. So let's play some more with it. Ba-ba-bam. So lesson learned. Pay attention to the zoom part. Let's resize it just enough for it to be on the mobile side. So then what did we do? We have the menu. Not this one. We had the menu panel. So menu is like that. Menu panel. And with Let's do flex grow 1. Let's see what happens. Woohoo, that's nice. So instead of 100%, flex grow 1 works just as well. Then line items and stretch. Let's see if they stretch. No, they don't. Hate 100% doesn't do it. Margin auto. Oh, still doesn't do it. Okay, that's fine anyway. I'll deal with this a bit later. Okay, justify content stretch. Justify content. Let's see what does it have. Space around, space between. Okay, and then for the menu panel, first child, margin left 10 pixels. Let's see if it works. Margin right. Yeah, we've created a bit of spacing, and let's do one rem here. Okay. See. That's nice, Razvan. Razvan is saying that he usually uses min width 760 pixels and max width 1024 pixels. That's another way to do it. I usually just set a minimum size, as I'm planning to use later on another minimum size that's greater than this one to target the desktop version. So let's quickly start with this one, just not to forget about it, and then we come back to this. Okay, so for the menu tablet, we create a new file here, menu desktop.scss, and here we say media min width, and you can go for 1024 pixels. I go for 1280. That's what I want to do, and over here we would say extra styles for the desktop version, Alt Z. Let me start that keyboard, on-screen keyboard, or on-screen keys pressed. Okay, so I started it. Now let's not forget to include it in here, otherwise it wouldn't work. So now we've created the structure for playing with our menus. Okay, now let's play a bit more with, so this is 100% in height, which means this one doesn't have a height. Let's do for menu panel display flex. And flex direction. Okay, so if we do column, yeah, column should be it. And then line items. No, it's not this one, it's justify. Justify content. Come on, justify content, baseline, blah blah blah, and stretch should work. Stretch, is there a stretch? There is a stretch and it doesn't work. Not sure why now, because this is the menu panel, and inside it we have the H3 and the menu list, and the menu list could get bigger. Anyway, let's leave it like this. Okay, we've got, let's refresh this one, we got the menu to jump from the mobile version to the tablet version so far. We could do later on the menu to jump, let's say, on the right side for the desktop version. However, this is something for you to play with a bit later on. Right now, I want to try something different, which is kind of new to me too. I know a bit about it, but not that much anyway. So let's see how we could do this. Basically, let me open Photoshop and a new file, any new file. Maybe not that small anyway. So where do I go? I go on the web and choose this one. Create. Okay, so over here, what I want to do is to do some drawing, and I don't have my pen next to me now. So where's the brush? Okay, this is the brush. So what I plan to do for the moment, it's just a quick thing. I plan to style this using display grid. So far we have this page like that, and everything is one after the other. Okay, so what I'm saying now is like have like an extra column. Let me quickly change this color to something else, like a blue, whatever. Have this over here, and then go back to red, and then have the content like that, have the content like that, and then the menu like that and like that. So not sure exactly how to do it. I'll try to. Okay, so far what I want to set for, let's see where everything sits in. Okay, we got the welcome. Okay, then we got continue and P class lead. We should move this stuff into a content. The P class lead and the next one. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have this menu, and we would not need it later on. Let's see what we get. So go into tablet, comment out whatever we just did, and say for the body display grid, and then everything is back to normal. Okay, and then there's grid. What do we have? Grid template areas, grid template columns and rows. So yeah, 1 F 2 FR 2 fractions. So this is how we should do it. Template columns and template rows. Okay, let's see how this works. So basically, if we go back to Photoshop, when you say template columns 2 fractions, it means this would be half of it, and this would be another half of it, and this would be the first row. Let me change the color. This would be the first, the second, and the third, hopefully. If not, there's another easy way. Grid CSS says grid template 2 columns. Yeah, something like that. And then you go over here, and let's see. Is any of it similar to what we want? Just 2 columns. View example. Okay, the CSS. So grid template columns. I said 2 FR, and then grid gap. There's a grid gap. That's nice. Let's remember about this. It's basically the spacing that we've tried to do with padding left or margin left or right that we did earlier. So we have display grid, we have grid template columns, and we don't need the rows. Let's work with that. Grid template columns 2 FR, we don't need rows. let's do grid gap right now. Grid gap 1 rem. And then what we want to do, come on, is no du. Okay, so go on menu pack and basically just comment this out and then do like this. Okay, so now we want to target the first menu panel. Okay, and we can say menu panel and the first one, so nth child of first child, it would be easier. Okay, and we will say grid column, and we'll say it starts at 1 and it ends at 2, and nothing happened. That's nice. Okay, menu panel is not the first child. First of type. Still nothing happens. Okay. Last of type 2, 3. Still nothing happens. Let's open Firefox. Let's see if I have Firefox over here. No, there's no Firefox. Quickly install it. Download. By the way, let's see. Well, 2FR should be the same. Let's try 1FR. And see if it works. Thanks, Razvan. Yeah, that worked. Thank you, Razvan. I think what I was trying to do is to repeat the two FRs, but so far got one fraction and one fraction. Thank you, Razvan, for suggesting it. Okay, and that means that we need to deal with this one, which is the welcome one, right? So dot welcome, and we want this to be grid column 1/3, so it spans from 1 to 3. Well, this one now looks nicer, and we also want to move the content from over here, this one, into content thing. So let's add that content. Okay, so now it's easier for us to do. Where is it? We shouldn't have everything inside this tablet, but we'll move it later on. So let's do so now the content looks better. Let's also do the footer. Too many lines duplicated. So footer. Yeah. So now it's almost as we wanted it to be. We can see that it's missing some padding over here. So we could deal with that later, let's say. So this menu panel would say margin 1 rem. Let's see what this does. Almost, so 0.5. Okay, and I think we no longer need this grid gap because you already got the so it looks already better. Now let's resize it. Boom, goes back to mobile. Yeah, some adjustments need to be done over there. However, right now we've done it with display grid, which is a lot more fun than using the old way. It's always nice to try stuff out. So yeah, this is how I would deal with it if I would work for myself. I would Google whatever syntax I don't know. I would look for examples, I'll try to see if any of those examples apply to what I'm doing, and then basically adapt that example to my code, test, trial and error so many times until I get it right, and basically this is how I'll do about it. Yeah, I think I'll wrap this coding for today. Let's see if we have any questions on either Facebook or YouTube. How did you find it so far, guys? I think I need to do some cleanup. If you delay the cleaning until later, you might end up with messy code, so I don't want that. That was display flex and display grid, both of them acting on the layout of our quick blog. I would prefer to use display grid because it's new. It has more power than display flex. It acts on both axes at the same time, X and Y, while display flex only acts, you can only act on either X or Y axis. So it's a unidirectional flow, while display grid, you can control both axes at the same time. With display flex, you would have to do extra HTML tags, which is fine, not that complicated. However, it's a lot cleaner, the code using display grid. Definitely, in my opinion, none should replace the other one. I think we should harness the power of both at the same time. Okay. Don't see any more questions, and I think I've already done this for 37 minutes. One more minute for questions. If no, I'll be seeing you tomorrow night when we'll be doing something more to this quick blog. Not sure what, we'll work with it. So yes, Razvan, display grid is quite easy, and well, not that easy to start with, but it's a lot easier once you spend some time with it and understand it. Definitely, there's lots of syntax or lots of options that I need to wrap my head around myself about display grid. However, I'll deal with it as I encounter any issues, and I'll deal with it at that time. Rajiv, of course, you can start watching from day one. There are several projects already finished on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, let me pop up some details on the screen. So basically, those are two links. One is to watch the live show on YouTube, the same that you can watch on Facebook, however in better quality, 1080p, 60 frames per second. And the other link is youtube.com/codetap/playlists, where you can see all this content nicely organized. Some of the projects, for example, for beginners, is Learn to Code Like a Pro for beginners. Then we got the My Resume Online, and then we got this one with Quick Blog. As soon as we finish with this one, by the way, Rajiv, we'll start with projects that you guys, the audience, will be voting. You guys, the codetap community, will be able to vote, express your opinions, try to convince other ones to vote for the same project that you think it's best and it brings more value. So it might be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we don't know. We'll see about it. It's not my call, it's your call. You're welcome, Rajiv. And thank you, Razvan, for popping the link on Facebook. Ba-ba-bam, ba-bam. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night, either at 8 or 10 p.m. UK time, so London time. And hopefully, my aim is to do 2 live shows a day. However, I'll only push for one, and the other one, if there is time, I'll do it for sure. The other project that we started, it's about a mega menu. So let's see if we can make it happen tonight or not, tomorrow night or not. Let's see, KMS Direct, or if you go on this website or Amazon, Let me show both of them. So this is what a mega menu is. And mega menus can be friends or foes. So if you don't know how to deal with it, how to build it, it might be a bad idea or a bad influence for your website from the search engine optimization point of view and user experience point of view. So this one has a mega menu too. So as you go over here, it changes and lots of stuff is happening. So I'll be talking more about it in one of my other next live shows. Quick blog and mega menu. That's it. Thank you for watching. You've been amazing. And as always, happy coding and create something awesome.